So let's go to Jambes in Belgium. And this is round 4 of the Belgian Rally Championship. And let's have a look at the standings. There they go. Look, De Mevius up there, ahead of Soule. Quite a good lead as De Mevius got, as one would expect. Okay, let's have a look at them coming off the rostrum to start with. Sniers and Danny Kolbunders in there, Cozzy. Now then, Droogmans, Robert Droogmans and Ronnie Houston in there. Gordon Spooner prepared for Sierra. And Marc Soule, obviously very strong as well. Here's the Calibra starting to really find its form with Bruno Thierry. Now, one or two of the top names aren't in this event, but I think we're going to get some exciting performances here, because this is a hard, tough, bumpy, winding, tight rally. Championship leader in Group N is De Mevius, and he's getting his Nissan going really well. He really is. John Bosch, unfortunately, isn't actually in this event, but more about that later. Now, Marc Soule in the Rizla Sierra, going well. Now, Verriet really throws his Toyota around, and the crowds just love it when they see him coming. Here comes Thierry in his Calibra. Beautifully turned out. Now, going back to Patrick Sniers, well, that isn't. This is Droogmans and Ronnie Houston, but Patrick Sniers, here he is, has had some suspension problems on the first day and was running a little bit slower, a little under par, shall we say. While we look at some of the leaders coming through, some of the British interest, Ian Shorts and Ian Trantham. Well, look at this, it looks like a road race going through here, look. Being chased by the Celica, and the crowd loving it, cheering him on as he's charging up behind. Yes, Steve Johnson and John Vincent in there for Sierra. Ian Short and Ian Trantham in their Vauxhall Astra GTE. Roger Hunt and Liz Jordan in their Opel Corsa GSI. Those are all entries, British entries, that you might like to keep your eyes open for. Well, here's Danny Kolbunders. He's a great co-pilot. He's been around a long, long time. And of course, these two working as a team are very, very hard to beat. Off they go on another special stage. And after, Droogmans is about 11 seconds behind at the moment. And the whole event held on the Friday and the Saturday. And he's even got time to wave to the crowd, the boy. Here's Marc Soule at the start of another special stage here. Beautifully turned out. And we're keeping our eyes on him for the championship, because he's scoring big points in every one of the events so far. Driving comfortably, no real equipment problems, settling in nicely with the car this season. Wonderful weather, actually, for this. Have a look at De Mevius. He's third in Group N and the Nissan really going well. John Bosch with a lot of financial problems, not actually in this event, which is a shame. Reigning world champion in Group N and finding his form in the Nissan after one or two reliability problems earlier on in the season. The leader in Group N is Millison and his unpronounceable co-driver, Lekkerkerkerkerker, I think you pronounce it. But however you pronounce it, he's pushing along Millicent really nice and fast. So the end of day one, and we have a chat with Patrick Sniers.
Well, het is een heel hobbelig parcours. En ik kan niet echt...
Well, he's saying it's a difficult course, and as I was telling you earlier, it's fairly bumpy. And it's too rough. He's finding it very hard to go absolutely flat out. And he said his suspension setup, he thinks, is maybe a bit too low. They've tried it high, they've tried it low. And his previous setup was even better in the last rally, so maybe he's going to return to that. Well, that beautifully turned out Calibra of Bruno Thierry.
Mais bon, dans la dernière spéciale, on était victime
d'un
tonneau. La voiture, c'est une route très étroite.
He's saying that the roads are very narrow here, which I said, and very windy. He came over the brow of a hill and was a bit sort of weightless, touched the banking and rolled it over. Should be all right, he says, but he's not very happy.
Mais ça s'est très bien passé, à part une spéciale où on a fait un tout droit et on a perdu beaucoup de temps dans la quatrième spéciale. Sinon, je crois qu'on était...
Well, Marc Soulé saying everything went well except for the fourth special stage, where he actually went out and lost a little bit of time.
Je crois que tout le monde, les 4 premiers sont très près l'un de l'autre, et je crois qu'il faut continuer. Pour le spectacle, c'est bien, pour les spectateurs, c'est bien, et pour moi, c'est surtout c'est très bien.
He says it's going well. He's chasing hard Robert Drookmans and Patrick Sniers. There is Drookmans, who's the leader. And Sniers is now quite a long way back. Here's Very, just watch him go through there. A flick to the left, a flick to the right, and accelerating out. And he's starting to make a real name for himself. Here's Soulé, third spot overall, as you can see from the captions. Meanwhile, the highest placed Brits at the moment are Steve Johnson and John Vincent in their Cosy. And they're in the top 20. They're about 15th at the moment. It's good to see a few British teams entered in this. So there goes Lekakeka Kuka. I'll just call him Ari, I think. That's his first name. Demevius really enjoying this event. And the little Nissan probably far better suited to a tight and twisty rally like this one. So some of the other names to keep your eyes open for in this event, because they're starting to find their feet, so to speak. The little Renault Clio 16 valve of Bido Vutal and Andre Mallet. There's a BMW M3, bit unusual to see a BMW doing well in this event with all the Cosys and Toyotas and whatever Opels around. And that's Kurt Victor and Gert Deranelaire. And you can see a huge problem there for Soulé. Looks as if he's broken a track rod. And he's going to lose his second place, I should think, which is a shame. Huge crowds turning out, perfect weather for this event. The Rally of Wallonie. And the Nissan puffing out lots of smoke, oil smoke that is, but no problems there. Here's Martin again. And he's having a really good event now, starting to make his way out through the field, picking everyone off one by one. So Soulé is up into third place. And he's having to go hard now because Sniers as you can see, I'm just pausing there because you can see him driving absolutely magnificently, and he hung on behind Drookmans to notch up a very good second place. Some brilliant driving by Marc Soulé and co-driver Jean-Marc Fortin. But look at that, a clean sweep of Fords in the first 5 places, and Demevius taking his little Nissan into 6th position.